Okay, this is Aaron again with Exalted Lamb 1, and I have my part 2 out, finally. Man, these videos can take some time for sure. And I'm on a I'm on a phablet, a phone and a tablet. I have the Note 10 Plus. I basically put everything on this thing, and it's my computer and everything, and it's pretty, I love this thing as far as, putting everything on, but it is kind of small compared to like using a computer screen. So it's always somewhat meticulous, especially when I'm building slides or something sometimes. Anyway, here we go. So if you haven't watched part one, you've got to watch part one to get an idea of the timeline. I'm not going to go over the full timeline again, exactly. So watch part one. This is designed to go part one and then part two. So you must watch part one, and I'll have the link in the top of the description box on this video. So go right down in the description box, click on that link, watch that one first if you haven't watched it yet. So it's imperative so you understand. And then this one I'm going to go over the part one. I went through the Lord's perfect sign and the eclipses and how they confirm this time and iPad goat. But this part two, I'm going to really hit iPad goat and some things about why this time is very important and why it hits my 923 is 623. The dream I got from the Lord over a year ago, maybe 3 months ago, something like that, 4 months ago. And other dreams I've gotten about things, and visions about what's coming. So I'm going to get right into this, but I want to say as well is I'm also have in the description box links to the different, basically these are downloadable documents. There's another blog that you can go right to, and you can see why multiple raptures / harvests and why that's biblical, completely biblical. People that don't understand that just don't understand, first of all, Jesus has made it very clear to the people who are really walking with him that that's the case. And then the other part of it is that it's completely biblical, Old Testament, New Testament. I have the scriptures to prove it. And if you don't look at those, you don't understand those, you're missing so much. You're missing so much. So I'll include those links in the description box about the 144, the innocent are leaving first. And again, like I said, the biggest, I want to make this super, super clear to all of you that don't believe in a pre-trib rapture. Jesus wants me to tell you right now. Let me make it super, super clear. He said to me yesterday, he said, I want you to make it super, super clear to them that if you don't believe in the pre-trib rapture, your evidence that it happened will be that the innocent children will be taken off the earth. All innocent children. Unbeliever, believer, parents, doesn't matter. All innocent children will be taken from the earth. God will protect them from what's coming from the Antichrist, and what's eventually God's wrath will be kicking in completely, and he's not going to put his wrath on innocent children. So that's our loving God. And if you don't understand that, you're missing a huge chunk of the word, a huge chunk of God's heart. And so I'm telling you from the Lord Jesus Christ himself, he wanted me to tell you this. So now I'm going to go and continue here. So those links will be in the description box. Plus aliens are coming. Another reason for aliens, false aliens that are basically demons with a printed up body. They have these 3-story biological printers at CERN, and they're going to print up bodies for these demons to host as they open up the abyss. That's basically the cap of the abyss is Hawaii. Once these creatures come through, a lot of these spirits, these Nephilim and things, and different demons that they've cast, that have been cast to the abyss or live there, they're going to possess these bodies, and they're going to be aliens that come with this technology and all kinds of stuff that they're going to use to fool people that these are real aliens from other planets and whatever. And the big reason why they're bringing these aliens into this whole mix is to get people to take the ultimate mark, which will change your DNA completely. These jabs that's going through right now, God's going to stop the children from getting them, but ultimately what's coming is a higher technology that's going to be embedded into your skull, and that's it's going to be a form of Neuralink like that Elon Musk is doing. So it connects you to the AI and everything. So that's coming, but aliens are going to have to be one of the convincing factors for that to happen. The other main reason for aliens not to, this huge deception is going to happen, also to explain why the children were taken, the innocent children, because there's going to be this whole thing about that, and that they just were taken away from danger that's coming. So there's a number of things with all that. So here, let me go here. One thing I want to mention about this was Hawaii, and in my first video, part one, I showed some things about that. I want to touch back on that for a second because it started the day. I started the day. It started the time frame of the 14-day birthing process of the Antichrist. And so this is stuff I've talked about for 2.5 years, and finally it's coming to pass here on the beginning of this time frame. So again, I mentioned when this happened, it was 4.4 earthquake. And then I mentioned about the 5 and 500, and I completely forgot. My brother Jeff, thank you, my brother, right away got to me and reminded me of this. And I actually talked about it a while back, but I've forgotten that what 500 was in Strong's. And then another person commented as well in my comments and said that as well. But Jeff, right away, my brother Jeff, thank you, brother, said, remind me what that 500 is exactly in Strong's. Antichristos in Greek, which is Antichrist. So are you kidding me? This basically says 4.4 on the first day of his birth. I'm saying, if this all plays out to be true, again, this is my grand guess. Okay, I'm not prophesying anything on the time and everything. I'm saying a lot of these things are gonna happen, but as far as the time, I'm guessing on the time frame. So, because God doesn't really tell me the time frame, gives me clues to put things together, and I've always believed that towards the end I would understand it and figure it out. Like it says in the Bible, that day would not overtake you like a thief, because we're not children of darkness. So people say, "No man knows the day or hour." You know what? You don't understand that scripture. And then this scripture about that day would not overtake you like a thief. So that means that you would know the general time, or maybe even the time. So there's so many more scriptures that disprove this. No man knows the day or hour. I've heard from churchianity, and I'm so tired of it. I've heard it a couple thousand times from people, and I'm really getting tired of it. And my channel is not to debate people on religious or scriptural things all the time. I just put it out there, and you can believe what you want. You're going to get the benefit or detriment of your belief system already. And so I'm not here to convince you. I'm here to warn the ones who are open-hearted and want to hear the warning and see what the Lord is showing and what he's guiding and what he's opening up as far as insight and vision to see what the things are the enemy's hiding, what he's about to do to people. Okay, so that's what this is about. Ephesians 5:11, like I shared in part 1, exposing the darkness, not being part of it. I'm not any part of it. I'm exposing the darkness. So 500 is Antichristos. Okay, Antichrist. Okay, so 4.4, which is 44, the 44th Pres, and it just happens to be Antichristos, and I'm saying he is the Antichrist. I mean, are you kidding me? Okay, then look, now there's been a lava, since that day, there's a lava lake growing. Okay, I think this was yesterday morning I got this. Anyway, and so remember, it started filling up this lake on 12/21, 1 plus 2 and 2 plus 1 is 33. 33 is also hidden 3 times 11, and that's 311, and that's Stinky B.O.'s number, 311. Again, like I said, from the Lord's perfect sign in the middle is 311 to the left or to the past, which is on Stinky B.O.'s inauguration day, or I call it his coronation. Because there's no elections, there's only selections, and it's his coronation or his corona nation. Anyway, we're in a corona nation. Did you know that? We're in a coronation. Anyway, and then 311 over here. So 311 from that midpoint of the blood moons to actually this day right here. Boom, the first day of this birthing process. So, and then this is kind of I don't know exactly what filter that is. If that's actually, I think that might actually be infrared or something. But look at this, the last most, I think it was from today, most updated infrared photo or video shot I could get of this was, here's one of the fishes still, feeding this lava into this. What does this look like to you? I mean, this is not a coincidence. This is all part of her birth. This is an eye. It's also, excuse me. Oh man, that might be the first time I sneeze ever on one of these. It's also an egg. It's kind of a little distorted. I mean, if you were to probably look at it from above, it would probably look more like an egg, but that's what the Lord is telling me. It's an egg. And so that's, again, exactly a beginning. Also, think about this. It represents the coming judgment and the lake of fire. They're calling it a lava lake. I mean, and there's not a coincidence why they're calling it lava lake. In fact, look at this from Big Island News yesterday. New Kilauea lava lake, already 440 feet deep. 44 again? I mean, seriously, they're making my point all over the place, okay? And then look at Lava Lake, okay? I mean, seriously, the first letter code that I share all the time is in play here. LL, I mean, are you kidding me? L is 12. Okay, 12th letter of the alphabet. So 1212 is 1221. And that's when the lava lakes began, because 12 is also backwards 21. It's also, it's hidden. And then it's also 1212, like I showed you there earlier on the corners, was 33. And 33 is 311. So lava is also 33. That's not a coincidence. So that they'd be using lava as a symbol for 33, which is, again, 3 times 11, or 311. Because that was the end of the 311. Remember, 1221 was the end of the 311 weeks from the center point of the tetrad blood moons on the part 1. And then lava is also, what a shock, another connection to Stinky B.O., the 44th Prez, Brock Insane Obama, BL's a butthead, I call him also, is the 216th day of the year, is August 4th. That's his birthday, supposedly, right? Okay. And then also Lava Lake, first letter code is 1212. What was I going to say about that? I was going to say something else about that. I don't remember, actually. It doesn't matter. Anyway, moving on. So, like I said, from the midpoint, or from the midpoint of the blood moons to his coronation, I'll call it coronation from now on, and then from the midpoint of blood moons to the 1221 is 622 weeks. And then when you go a week into this birthing process, which begins on the second week, begins on the 28th, okay, you have 623 weeks. Okay, so from his coronation to the first day, and that's what I'm calling the attack on Trumbull, and in New York, in Manhattan, is this day right here. Okay, and that's the first day of the 623rd week. And that, like I said, it shows it right in here. This is 623, and this is really crazy. I'm going to show you this right here. This is something I found recently here. So if you look at this being the 623rd week, okay, that's the beginning. And then right here in the middle of this 623 is actually the midpoint of the 623 is the tsunamis. So it starts on the 28th, and you go 29th, 30th, and then 31st to the 1st are the tsunamis. 31st to the 1st. And then it goes all the way to the second, and then the third is at the very end. So you have, check this out. This is phenomenal. So literally this L in Psalm is also, like I said, a clock hand. It's pointing a little bit after 3. Okay, right here, a little bit after 3 right here. But it's also an L. So L is 12. And then the 12 is right in here. So it's 12. And then what? Okay, so sorry. 12 is 1 plus 2 is 3. And then we have, this is a 1 right here. This is a 1 sideways, and it's got a little point right there. It's a 1 sideways, and then 2, and then 3. So this is the 12 is 31. This is the L, and it's pointing right there. So the L could be like 1 plus 2 is 3, and then this is a 1. So the 31st, and then 1, 2, 3. First, second, third. And that's the end of the 623 weeks. Literally, it's exactly right. The 28th is the first day. The 29th is the second day. The 30th, the third day. 31st, the fourth day. 35th, the first is the fifth day. The second is the sixth day. And the third is the seventh day of the 623rd week. This is crazy. It fits perfectly. And it also explains a lot of things that I've seen where they were all 923, and I couldn't explain it. And again, 923 is just upside down 6. The 9's upside down 6. So you see things in movies and TV shows, and I've shown this many times in my videos. And look it up. Look it up on Google. Do it right now. Pause the video. If you do a search for 923 in movies, and you'll see all kinds of people doing compilations of stuff about 923. Just as much, there's more than even the 911s, the blind 11s, or the 11 nines. I'll say it that way. The attack that happened on the both towers. Anyway, I'm trying not to say these things. It's crazy. But what happened then? There was a lot of predictive programming that was shown in media and TV shows, movies, commercials, everything that had 9 and an 11 in it. And sometimes an airplane crashing into something and all that. So that's all predictive programming before that. And then there's been so much more predictive programming for this time frame, which is 623. It's this week. that it's off the charts because nothing's bigger than that. I mean, nothing's bigger than that. So here we go. I'm gonna show you a lot of 923s, or I should say 623s. Ultimately, is what it means in iPad Goat, and I'm gonna also correlate a few movies as well. So just a few. I could do a lot more stuff if I had time. And right now, it's Christmas Eve, and once I'm done with this video, I'm spending time with my family the rest of this night, and then all tomorrow and for a couple days, and and that kind of thing. So I wanted to get this out there to you because we could have something happening tonight, going in late tonight, going tomorrow. So 24/25th would be some kind of big attack, I'm saying. So we'll see how this plays out. Okay, again, in Lily, her hair is 6, and then in her dress is upside down 2 and 3. So it's 6, 2, 3. And of course, in this logo, you got 6. Again, this little spot here, which to make this 6 kind of curve, is connected to nothing. I showed that in my first video. 6, 2, 3. And this is right in the middle. This event that happens at 3, a little bit after 3, which is the tsunamis, is right in the middle of the week of 6, 2, 3. It's really crazy. And the first, which is right here. There's a 1 right here going sideways. This is really phenomenal when I think about this. This is the perfect solve to all this. Okay, and then right here, what also I want to share is not just 923 or 623 or all the 623s, but also the 123s. So as the oil drips, in fact, my wife saw this. We were watching it, and I was asking her to kind of watch it too. And even my daughters watched with me at times. She's 13 now, and she's seen some things even recently that we looked at. And I'm going to tell you that she found recently. And the water drips, and then my wife said she saw some numbers in that. And so I give credit completely to her to looking at this. And then when I advanced the frames slowly, I couldn't believe what I saw. And at the time, I didn't know completely what it meant and all that stuff. But now I can understand it so much more. So backwards, it's 1, 2, 3 backwards. And what's 1? 1 is I. 1 is I also. And see, they do this stuff with everything. They do words that sound like each other. They do numbers and letters that sound like each other. So I and 1 and small l and things like that, they look the same to mean different things or to hide things. And so that's what this is. That says 3, 2, 1. So this basically, the Gulf of Hormuz, or the Strait of Hormuz, from the war starting, is going to just cut off the oil that's coming through here. This is also Texas, because the lightning comes down and spells out rain. And that was Hurricane Harvey. And then exactly a year later, let me go back here, exactly so I can explain this. Exactly a year later was almost exactly to the day. A year later was Hurricane Lane, this is Hawaii. This is the big island of Hawaii from the southern kind of end out in the water here. You see the big island of Hawaii right here. Kilauea is right over here, and I'm going to show that in a second. But Lane also had a huge amount of rain. And then this is also, so this is somehow Texas, this is Hawaii, this is also Saudi Arabia, this is the Strait of Hormuz. This is so crazy. There's so much to this. Again, so 1, 2, 3, or 12, 3. And again, it's also equated to Revelation 12, verse 3, when the dragon shows up in there, because CKBO is the dragon, and the dragon is born. He's going to be born here soon, okay? And so let me even equate this to Disney's, it's a fan club called D23, or Disney 23. I mean, are you kidding me? This is so crazy. Again, 23 is 113 or 311, and they're promoting that. But also, see this in the D? This is an I, and then it dots the I with this light here on top. So this is an I. And the I is really a what? This is an upside down 9, upside down and backwards 9. Or I should say just upside down. This is literally upside down 9, or upside down and backwards 6. Now look at this. Watch. See, that's a 6, 2, 3. So 6, 2, 3 is I, 2, 3. Because I is 9. It's the 9th letter of the alphabet. And then, of course, 9 and 6 are interchangeable for the elites. Because if they want to show you a 6, they hide it with a 9. If it means to be a 9, they hide it with a 6. Hopefully that makes sense. We'll go back here. Oops. We'll go back here. So does that make sense? So this D is literally a combination. This is really not a D. I mean, that would be kind of like how Disney signed it in a sense, to hide it, of course. But this is really a 6. And then, but it's upside down 9. And a 9 is really I. And that shows you that's an I. And then upside down 9 is a 6. And so that's 6, 2, 3. or I23 is 623. And so you look at these 1, 2, 3s as I23 or 623 again. Now, even confirm that even more. Now, look, and then where it says the L, again, upside down. See, Obama's foot is right over here, and he's looking down from back here. And so it's going backwards to him. It's counting down 7, and then this C with this apple makes the 8th day, 7th and 8th day. And I know it's a 7 because there's this black paint goes like this first, and then the stroke goes over it and down like that. So that's a 7. But from our vantage point, it's also an L and a C. And L is 12, the 12th letter of the alphabet, and C. So that's 12-3, or in a sense, I-23. I-23, which is 623. This is so crazy, and it's showing up 623 is coming. And then basically it starts on this day. 623 starts on this day, the 8th day, which is the 28th of December, I'm saying. Also, I mean, here, look, this is also attached to Obama as well. This is a caricature of Obama. This is the only one with an ear sticking out. It's not, I didn't show that whole thing, but I've showed this before. And then right on his chest is painted, again, in white paint. This is in black paint over here, and this is white, but in kind of a whitish paint over this kind of, he's got also the ultraviolet color on his face and some of his body here. But right here is an L, and then down here under this pointer is a sideways long C. See on his legs? It's a sideways C on his legs. I can't really point it with the stupid pointer. It doesn't go all the way down to the bottom. Okay, so it's an LC, that being he's the dragon, because his ultraviolet tassel points to the dragon when he's, going to eat the man-child in his hand with those white gloves that are shaped like a cracked egg. Okay, so, and then boom, and then check this out. The other thing about this hand sign, the Lord showed me this over a year ago, and now it's so apropos for this whole thing. It's crazy. All these entertainers, all these celebrities with this 666 hand sign. They call this the 666 hand sign because when you do your index finger and your thumb together in a circle, then that's the circle, right? That's the circle at the base of the 6. And then you got your 3 fingers up, which makes, the 666, right? Okay, right. Now that's what a lot of people know. And then, of course, they have it over their eye. So that's the eye of Horus. And then this person's saying it's the moon eye of Horus. Okay, that could be. And then sometimes they have their tongue sticking out because wise, that gives you a little bit more of a hint. So like this guy's tongue sticking out. Let's go over here. Okay, for example, Justin Bieber, his tongue sticking out. That's the dead sheep. So they're looking for a particular day. So this represents a time frame. What is this? See, Lord, show me what this really means. It's 666, but it's even deeper than that. It's far deeper than that. And then, some even do like a more of a triangular shaped fingers because that's the eye in the triangle that's on the back of our dollar bill. And it's all over the place. This stuff the cultic stuff is all over the place. And we're part of it. We circulate this money and we do all this stuff. I mean, not for not much longer. Money's going away, but it's crazy. Then check this out. Okay. So I'm going to use this guy because he's doing it. He does it all the time. He knows what's going on. Okay. Trump knows exactly what's going on. He's part of the problem. All these people, all the politicians, it's all a game. This is all a game, and the world is, as they say, the world is a stage. I mean, even in military, they call a war campaign a theater, where the war happens. It's the theater of war. I mean, are you kidding? Because it's all fake. It's all contrived. It's not really organic. It's what the elite want it to be. Okay, so what this is right here is not just the 666. Okay. It is a 6, definitely. But then you have your index finger and your thumb together, and that is 2. 2 meeting together, that's 2. And then you have 3 fingers up, which is 3. It's 623. Literally, what they are doing, and the Lord made this so clear to me, they are doing this sign because they're looking for this week of 623, which begins with the fake end of this Trumple nugget here, okay, on the 28th. And then it ends with the destruction of the United States with some kind, I'm going to say they're massive explosions that, whatever they are, okay, we'll find out. Well, I don't know if I'll find out completely, but anyway, so this is crazy. This is what's going on here. And then also to illustrate it even more, again, here's another 7 upside down, and then this is a C right here. This is a C and a 7 upside down, LC, and this is the dead boy. This is a representation of both. And I've done this in previous videos, Trumple and Stinky BO, because right here, I mean, there's a lot of things I've shared, even what this means. This is VID, which is 44, and this I makes a one more, or it's also becomes a 1, so that's 44 and 45. I mean, there's so many things in this I've shared. I broke this down in my previous set of videos. You should watch my previous 2 sets of videos. There's a part 1 and part 2, and then there's a one before that was part 1 and part 2 and part 3. You got to watch all those. This, even though the time's not exactly right on those, but there's so much details I get in, especially the one that's part 1 and part 2 and part 3. I can't even think of what it's called right now. But there's so much I dive into iPad Go to show you all this crazy stuff. Like, for example, on his hair is VV, and V is 22, 2 plus 2 is 4, and then 2 plus 2 is 4, that's 44. And there's an upside down A, so that adds 1 more to 44. So it's 44 and 45. This is the death of both. Okay, and then they're gonna come, and then Stinky BO is gonna come back to life, and that's the scare beetle means to come back to life, and it has to do with only Stinky BO. And then this head wound is also an egg. Anyway, I'm gonna keep going. Okay, so there's also 623 in this scene in a couple places. This is crazy. So watch this. So right up here we have right here. This looks like an island and stuff. Okay, but this is a 9 sideways, and then 2, and then 3. Okay, I'm gonna show you here. Right. And then this is also when the portal opens, because you're going down the rabbit hole, and this is a white rabbit. You know, like in the Matrix, follow the white rabbit. You're going out of the Matrix. You're gonna find a way out of the Matrix. You're going to follow the white rabbit. This face is also, this is also a white rabbit. There's a nose. This is a big eye, and there's ears, 2 ears of this white rabbit. And when is the hole in the white rabbit going to happen? Well, let me turn this thing upside down and backwards. This thing upside down backwards, and you basically have 9, 9. Okay, this is the hole in the 9, the 9. Sorry. Okay, 9, 2. There's a little base of the 2. It's a little thing, but it is there. It's a 2, and then 3 is the negative space on this 9. 3, 9, 2, and then 3. And then right here, again, backwards 9, 2, 3. And again, 9, 2, 3, like Jesus told me in a dream, is 6, 2, 3, because the 9 is just upside down. That's how they hide things even more. So they have all these things in these movies, TV shows, I mean, even music videos of 923 all over the place. I mean, literally, I could do hours and hours of video on that. Again, look up 923 in movies on Google, and you'll find hundreds and hundreds of them. People have done compilation videos and all that stuff. And that's why, and then associated with Alice in Wonderland in a sense, because the white rabbit, Alice goes down the rabbit hole, and the rabbit hole is like, it's a crazy, weird place to go into. Okay, and you know, the portals are about to open on this time. The silver and the golden gates, and then the Lucifer is going to be kicked out of the silver gate, and then Jesus is going to bring up the faithful through this golden gate at the same time, virtually, you know, simultaneously. Okay, so keep going here, and then this right here goes into it. This is this from this scene before that. There's a transition from this oil dripping scene, and I shared this before. But when is 923 and 923? It's when this is the Hawaiian Island, and right here is Kilauea. It's this transition. I found it one day, and I could not believe it. This right here is exactly where Kilauea is, because I've actually been off the coast of the Big Island right here on a body glove thing we did, snorkeling and stuff like that. And literally, Kilauea is right here, and this is a cloud of dust and ash and fire coming off here from Kilauea. This is Hawaii right here. See, Big Island, and this is usually a lot of clouds that are right up here. And then boom, this just goes off right here, and that is 923. It's right in the time of 923. In fact, it's right in the middle of the 923, like I showed you. And then again, here's right in 923 is still, and this is New York because it's the Statue of Liberty, and this is a little bit after 2 because there's a little tick mark. And this is 12, and this is the hand, the 2 o'clock hand. And then right here is the 9. This is a clock hand, and it's shaped like a 9, and it's pointing to the 9. Anyway, there's so much to this. And then when you down here is Hawaii. It's a little island in the water. And when you squint your eyes, I'm gonna go back to here. When you squint your eyes, it says HI, and it's Hawaii. And then this is the tsunami that's hitting Hawaii first, as far as time zone, but it's going to be virtually the same time. And then this, as it zooms in on this thing, this black gets closer to here, and that's the tsunami hitting New York as far as time zone goes. But literally, they're roughly at the same time, because there's a 5-hour difference in time zone, but it's at the same time. So it just depends on where you're at in the world or in the United States. Okay, so let's keep going here. Okay, and then check this out. So right here is a 9. Okay, is a 9. See that 9? Okay, and then this is a 2 and a 3 right here. There's a 2 and a 3. So it's 9, 2, 3, or just flip that 9 around. And you flip it around, it's a 6, 2, 3. 6, 2, 3. It was just sick. Bleeding off of heart there, and the S. Anyway, all this stuff. That's Draco, which is really Satan, the god of money. So it looks like he's a $5 bill, which is associated with Lincoln and the attacks that are coming on with that, and Abraham. In fact, anyway, I'll talk about that later. Okay, and then even right here, the 623 is all over the place. So she is like the little slash here, and we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 characters. Again, there's Obama there. He's got the ears; they stick out. He's the only one with the ears, by the way, and he's got the ultraviolet on him, and he's sitting down here right here. So there's 6 characters. She's the slash, or whatever, the break. And then we got 2 as 1, and then these 2 are attached as 1. So you go 1 and 2 of this back row, forward row is 3. So it's 6, 2, 3. Again, this stuff's all over the place. And I'm not going to show every single thing, but I'm going to show a lot of them so you get an idea that this is really in here. So they're looking for I'm saying they're looking for the 623rd week from Obama's coronation, and that's proved by the Lord's perfect sign and other things. Okay. And then this is the death figure, which is really Stinky B.O. that's dead because he has the same bandages as the boy, and this is right in the midpoint of the 623. In fact, and so right in here is 236. Just another way of saying it. 23-6 or 236 is 623, and it's literally right here 236. There's actually several in here, and I could point out more, but just take a lot more time. This was the really definitive one that you could literally see it so well. I mean, some of these are a little hard to see, but let me just give you for example. Like, see this 2, there's a 2 within this 3, and it goes this way, and it goes like, or I think it goes, I forget how it goes. I think it's 2, 3, 6, or whatever. There's a 3 in here, right here. I don't know if you can see it, but with the 6, there's a split right here. So there's a 2 within this 3. It's a little 2 right there, and then there's a 3 right there, and then over here's another 6. I mean, and then there's even 623 spelled out exactly. I mean, all over in these explosions of these fireworks. It's crazy. So that's another evidence of this time frame. So it's right in the middle. In fact, his pipe thing, or his party favor is going right in the middle of this thing. Boom. Okay, and then this is some dancing. This character is dancing and switching different costumes and stuff. And it starts off on the floor is a 9, but to their viewpoint, just like from Obama's viewpoint, is upside down. So from this thing's viewpoint, if it were to back up, it would be a 6. But from our viewpoint, it's a 9 in the floor. And he's dancing around, and then towards the end of the dance, goes up and does this bird thing, and that's definitely a 23. So we have 6 or 9, 23. This is a 2, and this is a 3. The outline, see the outlines 1, 2, and it's 3. Okay, boom. And then even in the ending scene with the Antichrist coming, he's awake, he's alive, he's coming out to the world. Right here is 6. This is a 6. I can't draw it out really well with this because this pointer can't go all the way down, so it's 6. See, it's 6. This is a big 6. And then we have a 2 right here. And then we have a 3 right here. So I'm going to show this to you upside down. You can see a little bit better. So we have a 9, which also looks like 9/11, but 9. And then we have 2. See this 2 right here? It's got like, it's totally defined right here, 2. And then right part of this 2 is this 3 right here. There's a 3 right here, 3. So it's 9, 2. There's a 2 right here. And then right here starting is a 3. 9, 2, 3. Or again, right side up, 6. 2, and then 3. Man, it's just so defined. It's just crazy. I want to show you another thing about this. This is crazy as far as the timing of the vax things, jabs. Look at this. See that? That's right. As he's coming out, here comes the jabs. There it is. See that little gap there? That's kind of a hidden jab. Boom, telling you. Crazy. And then I decided to look this up. I do this in gematria and simple English, just simple English. This is the first time I ever saw it, 666. These quantum right here, these little patch things are supposed to track people after they've gotten the VAXX things. Implantable quantum dot microneedle vaccination delivery system is 666. And it just happens to be this whole phrase, 57 letters, and CKBO is Mr. 57 all over the place. I've shown over 100 ways he is Mr. 57, maybe 100 and I forget how many, probably around 120, something like that. Anyway, okay, then and then let me show you another 623 on this apple. Literally, there's a 9 here, and there's a 2 here, and there's a 3 here. So there's 3, 2, 9, or upside down. Now, let me show you how this looks. So I can blow it up here. I kind of increase the contrast and things. So it's 6, 2, and then there's also a little 3 in the 2, or there's a 3 backwards, kind of really stretched out right here, 3. So I'm going to show you how this looks. So basically it's 6 right here. There's a 2 that starts in the 6. This is the light part. See that light part is a 2. Okay, it's right there. And then there's a little 3 in here. There's a 3 right here. Okay, or see, they do it multiple ways sometimes. So that to get the people that are really looking, I guess. I don't know if anybody has found this stuff besides me. So I mean, some people have found certain things, and I'm thankful. I mean, I remember when I first started, J.K. Bugout found certain things, and he convinced me that this was a timeline or several timelines smashed together. And so he showed me some different things that got me started on track. And I've given him credit on a lot of things he's found in the past. Okay, I just don't do it anymore because he's a jerk. I mean, he's a complete jerk, and he's treated me very poorly, and I'm kind of tired of it. So I have a history of giving him credit for a lot of things. So, and those are all in my videos. So I don't talk about him much anymore because he doesn't believe in the future of rapture. He's a jerk, and there's a lot of things about him that he's just been very cruddy to me, and I've been nothing but the best and nicest to him, and he's treated me very badly. So I don't disparage people and everything, but I'm just telling you what's going on. And so people go, "Oh, you didn't say anything about J.K." You know what? He's doing whatever he's doing, and that's fine. I do what I'm doing, and I'm convinced, and I know that I have a better understanding of it because I've walked with Jesus, and we've talked about it. I've talked to him several times, and that's why I say he's been a jackwagon to me in a lot of ways. He was listening to some of the things I'm saying, and then he just got kind of weird about it, and then wouldn't talk to me, wouldn't return my calls. In fact, he said that he wanted us to do some stuff together, and I said, yeah, let's even if we have disagreements about whatever, who cares? And that's how I feel about anybody on YouTube or anybody else. I'll work with anybody. I can work with anybody. They just have a problem working with me. They just don't like. Literally, he literally put in comments a few times, and even called me and said he wanted credit. And I said, hey, I gave you credit on a lot of videos. It may be a few videos recently when he called me. I didn't because I can't do it all the time, every single time. And sometimes I can't even remember when I first were watching him for a while, who found what, if it was him or other people. And so I didn't want to give him credit when it was somebody else that found it. And so it's hard to figure all that stuff out. And I just moved away from it. I'm just like, I'm not going to, but I know I did have a history of giving him a lot of credit for a lot of things. And I still do, I haven't super recently, but like I said, he's come up with a lot of things that got me started. He convinced me from his research and what he found and the different FFs, the falsels, flagsels, I'll call them to say it that way, that the iPad Goat is completely real. It's completely the game plan. And then I've had it recently confirmed by, I won't name his name anymore. I just call him Jay. He is a former 32nd degree Mason, and he doesn't talk to me now because he wants to protect me because they're listening to his conversations, and they're tracking his computer and everything. And the other guy he talks to on a minute to midnight, he's had problems with banking and some other stuff, and that they've messed up. Anyway, but it's probably good I haven't because they've given him the people he talked to has given him a lot of misinformation. But some things that he said to me personally that he did know is that, for example, iPad Goat was shown to a bunch of Masons in a big meeting he was in years before he was even released, and it was the plan. They called it the plan, and they had a guy. He even mentioned this. He didn't know any of the details. He didn't even remember. He just remembered that this guy was from Canada, and they were showing this as the plan, and it was iPad Goat. It's just crazy. So he's confirmed for me. Began with JK, and ultimately it began with the Lord Jesus guiding me to these things, and guiding me to these different people and these different confirmations that this is completely valid. There's over 50 falsels, flagsels. Say it that way. Me and my wife have this thing about zills or different things. So it's just crazy. So this is really valid, and anybody who doesn't think it's valid, you just don't know what you're talking about. You just absolutely don't know what you're talking about. Okay, and I don't like it. I hate this whole thing. I don't want to do this anymore. I mean, I want to do this, and sometimes I make the most of it because Jesus wants me to do it because they've made this thing what it is. It is a template. It is a plan for, and it is several timelines all smashed together like Revelation, and it's kind of like a evil Revelation, Book of Revelation. Um, it's all kinds of things smashed together, and each chapter in Revelation is a separate timeline, and then they're smashed together. So anyway, this is 6, 2, 3, and then also this is a 3 right here. So you can go like this. You can go 6, and then 2, and then this is a 3. And the reason why this is showing that way is because I figured this out. Is if you turn this thing upside down, okay, upside down basically, just upside down, it's 3, 2, 9, and that completely to me spoke to me because years ago, yeah, almost 2 years ago, maybe a little bit more than that, maybe a little bit less than that, from Saturday, September 9th, 2017, and that's when Jupiter came out of Virgo's body, went back and forth for basically 9 months, 9 prophetic months and 23 days. I mean, you kidding me? It's crazy. And then broke the plane, Virgo out between the legs of Virgo, exactly broke the plane at 9/9 on September 9th right here, 2017. And then to Obama's next birthday was exactly 329 days. And that's exactly what we have right here. And this is the apple. This is Jupiter. This is a red version of Jupiter with stripes and a spot on it that came out of Virgo. And so this is showing also that 329 days is also backwards of 923. So he's backwards. He's the backwards of that. And that in Revelation 12 sign was on 923. And that was another code on when Obama got with the Pope on 9/23/2015. 9/23 was a code for 6/23, and they're waiting for that day or that week, this week. That's kind of that we're about to get into here. And then the Revelation 12 sign was on 9/23/2017. 9/23 is really 6/23, the week of 6/23, the 623rd week from Obama's coronation. I mean, are you kidding me? This is just, it's finally coming together. Thank you, Lord Jesus. Thank you, Jesus. He is so awesome. I love him so much. I love my Father so much. And Jesus and my Father are awesome. So thank you so much. You rock the house. Okay, anyway. You are the rock. Okay, and then so right here is the 6-2 or the 9-2-3, and then the split happens right here. I mean, literally, it's right by it here. It's just crazy. So it shows it right here. You got the 9-2-3 or 3-2-9 or 6-9 upside down, whatever. And then you show it here. But we don't want to show this is because a lot of you that don't know, this is where it splits right here, and this is when the tsunami starts because this is Hawaii. This is the Big Island, and Kilauea is going off right here, and it's knocking off the bottom section of Hawaii right here, splitting right there. And that's what got me excited about this. When I saw this and iPad Go, I knew this had to do with this thing because I was actually studying Hawaii, and I knew that they were fomenting this break off of the Helena slump or the East Rift Zone falling over the Helena slump, causing a massive tsunami. And then when I saw iPad Go, I was like, this is totally confirming it for me. And then, of course, there's lava flowing and everything like that. But then this is going to split right there, knock off the bottom southern chunk. The East Rift Zone is going to fall completely into the ocean, cause a massive tsunami. It's going to take about 4 to 4.5 hours for it to go from Hawaii. It's going to destroy Hawaii. So like I said to all you Hawaiians, get out of there. Get out. You're supposed to be there. Lord says you're supposed to be there or whatever. You're there for Lord. Like my brother, what's his name now? I can't think of his name. Joey Bond. He has a YouTube channel, Joey Bond, and he had a dream where he was in Hawaii and a tsunami came and he was disappeared, taken out of there by the Lord. I mean, it's awesome. I mean, there's all kinds of confirmations out there of dreams and tsunamis and everything like that. Anyway, so let's keep going here. Okay, boom. And then, okay, so then here's Stinky B.O. He's looking down at this flower or this apple that just flowered and everything, right? Looking all like, whatever. And then this is zooming out. Now, this is really a crazy scene. And I saw this just recently, a few days ago, and I couldn't believe what I saw here. And I just really paid attention to this house that looks like it's on fire on the chalkboard. Okay, now I'm going to show you what I saw here. This blew my mind, especially with this realization of this time frame. Okay, because right here, Okay, it's showing me, what this is showing me is, so right in here, this is a Y, and I saw the Y hidden in this flame, but I'm like, I thought it could be an M or whatever, and I thought it could be a Y, but this is so crazy because literally this Y, it's crazy about these reflections sometimes because they're different than the original on purpose. So this Y is literally the color of this house right here. See how this is different color, and this Y ends up being the king color of this house, and the 3 kind of ends up being the color of the house. So there's a Y and a 3, and Y is the 25th letter, and 3 is hidden 12. 12, 5. I'm sorry, it's 12, 25. 25, 12. 25th of December. Okay, and so here's the actual one on the thing. See how they're so different here? See how this is definitely, this is reddish or whatever right here. And then see how this Y is the color of this house. And this 3 almost is the color of this house. So, and this Y really sticks out of here. So there's a Y, and even more than that. Now check this out. So if this is a Y, this is D. So this is December because 12 is 1 plus 2 is 3, 25th. But also look at this. This is crazy. D, this is a D, and this is Y. So it's D from December 25th on one side of the house, which is a big A for America. That's the first attack day with fire and flames. And then the last attack date is 1/3. 1/3, or January 3rd of the next year. This is exactly what I'm saying. I'm saying the first attack day is 24/25th. So 25th, depending on your time zone, if you're on the east side or whatever, be the 25th. I mean, I don't know exactly when, so I'm saying 24th, 25th, it looks like. And then that's D, and then Y is 25, hidden in the flame here. And then this looks like a 1 to me, and this is a 3 still, because that confirms this is a 3. And that's January 3rd, which is the last attack day. And this is, boom, this is what I'm saying. This is so crazy. Do you see this? This is nuts. Anyway, okay. More stuff. Another 623. So again, it was Obama's, and it zooms out a little bit more from what you just saw with the little house on fire there, but that's a little hole where there's no fog or whatever, I guess. Okay. So Obama's in this, you can see his face. So he's in the 6th pane. Okay, so if like we normally read top to bottom, left to right. So top to bottom, left to right, he is in the 6th pane from the top, going down and the left to the right. So that's 6. And then the next possible where this pane is in relation to is this one right here. So he's the second one from this one. If we're going left to right, top to bottom, his 2, he's the second pane. Boom. And then he's also in direct relation to this row right here. So this is 1, 2, he's the third one. 3. So again, this is just using deduction. 623 is showing what this is showing. Coded anyway, this is what it is. I'm telling you. Okay, here we go. And then right here, so this zooms out even more. I got this line on here. Okay, whatever. Let's get this little green line. Okay. Anyway, so right here he is right here, and then right above him are these dots right here. You see this? Right here, there's dots. And unfortunately, what's really gross about iPad Goat, and because I know it so well, is all these splotches and these things. This is all semen. Okay, because it's about conception and birth and death and rebirth and all this kind of stuff. All these splotches everywhere it's semen. It's just, and there's a big penis and the whole, later on the woman that's in the penis. I mean, it's just sick. This whole thing is disgustingly sick, and I've just gotten used to it kind of in a way, but at times I'm just like, Lord, take me away. Seriously, this is disgusting, and just, I don't care about, do I want to see that? No, I don't. I don't care about, but that's what it is. So it's, you just got to deal with it, especially when the Lord wants me to do this. So, and you can agree or not or disagree. I don't care. I'm showing you stuff, and if you can't see this, you are I'm showing you things step by step by step. Both these parts in my other videos. If you can't see, you can't go like, oh, there's something to this. Oh, though that's interesting. You are blind. I mean, wake up. I mean, seriously, wake up. I mean, listen, I was given a lot of these things that are going to happen by dreams and stuff and visions. Okay? The reason why I'm doing these videos is for you. It's for all you, the believers and unbelievers and anybody. so I can prove it to you to some degree. And if you can't take this gematria and these symbols and things I'm showing you, that, and I'm showing you thing after thing after thing after thing after thing, and you can't go, oh, maybe there's something to this at least. I'm sorry, you are blind as a bat, and you need to wake up. Wake up. Please come to Jesus. He will give you salve for your eyes. He will give you white raiment for your stinky, nasty clothes, and everything else that says in Revelation 3, because you're a Laodicean. Okay, wake up. And by the way, the faithful church is the Philadelphian church, and they are exempt from the trial that's to come to the whole world. So you people that still believe that there's no pre-trib rapture, then you got to throw out Revelation 2 and 3 from the whole thing. I mean, seriously, get a clue. I mean, what's in your obstinate? What makes you so obstinate? What's in your heart that you can't see the clear words in the Bible? Revelation 2 and 3, among many other scriptures, is phenomenal. He's talking about 7 different churches. There's 7 different types of Christians in the end times, and only one type, the faithful, the one who are, kept the words of his patience, he is going to come quickly too. I mean, and so good luck to all you other ones where he says, I spew you out of my mouth because you're lukewarm, or this or that, or I have this against you. I mean, you can't throw those scriptures out of the Bible. You cannot. Among many others that I've shared and are out there as far as this kind of stuff. So I'm sorry. I am fired up. I am fired up because it is phenomenal to me that people not only mock me, I've gotten death threatened many times and different things, and people are the meanest. As I say, people are the best and the worst. People are the meanest and they're the most evil. And I think probably a certain amount of them are probably paid trolls, and but I think there's a certain amount of demon-inspired Christians, so-called, if they're even Christian, and even some that are Christian that are so ultra-religious they can't see the forest for the trees and certainly don't know Jesus and, whatever. But it's so sad. It is so sad. Anyway, here you go. I'm done with that. It's phenomenal to me. I show these, and I do this because I want to help you. Because if you don't, so I could just come on and go, hey, I saw this vision. It's like some people do. I saw this vision and I had this dream, and so believe it. I won't believe it. I mean, if it sounds similar to all my research that someone else gave me, it has a dream, I'm like, oh, that's cool. It kind of enforce, that kind of helps with what I'm seeing. But it's not, I can't, people that do those kind of channels, they must get a lot of hate. I mean, more than me, maybe. I don't know. I mean, I think maybe date setters, so-called, as they call them. By the way, that's a CIA term, and I had it confirmed a couple times. Date setters, I mean, that's a CIA term exactly. Just like, conspiracy theory. I mean, that's all CIA terms to get people on a certain thought of a certain way. So just so you know, you use those kind of terms, I mean, you're playing right into their hands. Anyway, so these are splotches right here. What are these? These are the Hawaiian Islands. My daughter found this. I could not believe it. Because what I do sometimes is I'm on a mission of looking at some stuff, and I'm seeing these things and this thing and that thing, and I'm like, okay. With my wife and my daughter sometimes, because they're really good at certain things, and they'll go, I say, let me know if you see something that, and I'll go through some of these scenes, see something that I don't see or whatever, and then they'll say something, and sometimes their perspective is like, whoa, and then it sets me on a different path and different ideas and all these other things, and I see other things, and it really spurs me, and it's a God thing, it's a Jesus thing, it's amazing. So my daughter found this. She's I love you, Sierra. She found this, and she said that looks like the Hawaiian Islands, but they're backwards, because the Hawaiian Islands, and they're kind of rounded, okay, really rounded, but this is Big Island, this is Maui, it looks like a kind of the bust of a man, and these little islands that goes this way. This is the Hawaiian Island chain, and it literally goes this way, and it's kind of compressed and kind of rounded, but that's what it is. That's crazy. And so what's going on is, when this flag rips off, this is the 50th star. Oh, Lord Jesus, thank you. There's the 50th star on the flag, and the 50th star, which is the 50th state, which is Hawaii. Hello, McFly. Hello, McFly. Hello. Okay. The star flies underneath this, just right here. Boom. So this is the first day. This is I'm gonna show you how this is Christmas. And then, yeah, boom, boom, boom. These 3 days of these stupid lines of stuff coming down. It literally is day, crack is day, 1, 2, 3, and this crack is day, and then this thing is another day. Anyway, I'll show you this, but this, sorry, it literally is like follow the bouncing ball, follow the bouncing ball. Remember that? You're like seeing and then follow the bouncing ball. Anyway, follow the bouncing or the flying star. The flying star goes the first day, the other days, boom, right through this, and it goes right through this. And again, this is Hawaii being America begun to be destroyed because the flag is ripped off, and so it begins with America being destroyed on this the 25th day of December, then the 26th, 27th, 28th, 29th. I'll show you this in a second. This is kind of zoomed out too far. And then this is the 31st, and I'm going to show you this. It's crazy. You can go like this. Star goes up, the flag goes up here, it goes, whoa, it goes up here, and it hits this shark eye. This is a shark, hits this, goes across the chest of this rooster or chicken. This is so crazy. And this is what the Lord showed you. I'm going to show you this, and which lines up completely with this window right here, and that's the 31st. And it comes back and goes across, across this tower right here, and that's back to the last day. This is so crazy. Okay, so watch this. Okay, it's going to go right through here. It's going to boom right through there. So see, okay, so it goes right. It's going to go right through there. See, this is the Hawaiian island chain right there. The star goes right through there. Okay, but what's right here? Okay, so let me go back. Okay, boom, 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 and it goes up that way. Okay, and then what is right there? What is that reflection? Okay, that's a reflection of this Psalm 23. But what is it showing? See what it's showing? See, it's this zoomed out away, so it's hard to see. But I've blown it up, and I'm going to show you what it actually shows here in a second. So look at this. So we have the Psalm 23. So first of all, I'm going to show you this. So the star is flying like right here. And this is, I'm saying this is represents the 25th. And I'm going to show you why, December 25th. And then this crack is the 20, this like the wall, the corner, I should say, the wall corner, right? That's not crack. The wall corner is the 26th, 27th, 28th, 29th, 30th. And then this is the 31st. Okay, so I have this zoomed up here a little bit. So as it zooms out, you can see this more, okay? But I'm just going to show you so you can see the kind of the timeline right here. Again, this is many timelines of this whole thing, and they consist of all kinds of different things that are hidden. And you've got to be able to kind of think outside the box and then see things differently from the Lord's eyes to really see some of this stuff. Okay, anyway. So now if I turn this Psalm 23 upside down and backwards, I'm sorry, just backwards, not upside down, Mark, just backwards, okay, just backwards. And then when this is zoomed out more, that what this actually shows here, I'm going to show you right above it. See, so when it's zoomed out more, this is, I took a shot of this, okay, and what this shows is it's M, and then 1, 6, and then a backwards D, because the P right here, as you can see, this is how it kind of matches up. However, what's crazy about this, just like that other, the fire, the house fire, the fire on each other side of the house, these change color. See how this is all the same color, but this is differentiating this. See how this is lighter? This is M is lighter, and then this looks like a 16, and then this is a lighter D backwards, a backwards D, because it comes from that P being a backwards D. So that's M, a lighter M, and then this looks like the 16 is all one color. And then this is lighter right here. The D is lighter. So this separates them. See the separation? See the M? You can see how the M sticks out because it looks like it's a little lighter. The 16 looks about similar color to this. And this looks a little bit lighter. It's because it's a message. And that shouldn't look like this. I mean, maybe it could, I guess. But that's why they do it this way. To me, it's little clues that you've got to pay attention to so much to find. This is so crazy. It's like a, I don't know what to explain. It's like a Where's Waldo thing. You got to try to find the hidden little guy in there, or even the this hidden object in a picture or something like that. Whatever. That's kind of built into the picture somehow, so it's hard to see. Anyway, so and this is crazy. So see how this? Do you see this M? It kind of crosses over. It's pretty similar. And then this I is part of this L. But look how this thing here. This is really like sharp corners and everything. It's all kind of, and look how this flows so nicely. It's just, it's just a 6. It just kind of flows so nicely. Like look right there, and look how this is so cut up and choppy, and it does not match that. I mean, it's purposely made to flow more, so it looks more like a 6. So that's a 1, 6, and a D. So what is this? What is this? And so remember, I said this is Christmas, And then over here on the wall were these lines of sperm. Oh gosh. Anyway, 1, 2, 3, and then this is New Year's Eve, okay, or December 31st. I'm gonna show you this. I'm gonna prove this to you. This is crazy. So M is 13th letter of the alphabet. Then we have the 16, right? And then we have the D. D is fourth letter of the alphabet. Now look, if you take the so we're gonna take we keep the 1, and 6 plus 4 is 10. Take away the 0 is 1. So we have 1 and 1. So 164 becomes 1 1. If you just we're compressing numbers like they do, and you can compress them different ways sometimes, but you just kind of figure out how to do this. So and then I'm bringing the 13 right down. So now when you take the 13 11 and you do it exactly backwards, so it's 1 1 3 1. 1 1 3 1 is 11 months into the year and 31 days. So 11 months into the year would be the completion of November, and then 31 days would be 31 days into December, but December has not finished because we're in the 31st day. So if 12 months has expired, then we'd be, all of December, and then we'd be going to the first day of, January or whatever. So that's how they do this, and that's one of the ways they hide and instead of making it 12, they make it 10 because December is Decem, which is Latin for 10. I've said this 1,000 times. I feel like I'm repeating myself so much, but for a lot of people that don't know these videos, I need to say it, or people that need to hear it again. Decem is Latin for 10, so they do it with a 10, or because December is just any day in December would be just change after the full month of November is gone. So November would be 11 months have passed, and then 31 days in December. That makes sense, hopefully. Now remember this 1131, because it's going to pop up in a couple different ways again. Okay, so here we go. Now, I'm going to show you this December 31st in a couple different ways. Okay, December 31st is also, again, Decem 31 and then 2020. Okay, now if you break this down even more, let's just look at the day. So we'll look at the day, the month and the day. So it's Decem is 10. Again, this is how the elites look at it because it's the 10th month to the elites. And when Trump said, I was down there at 7-Eleven, people thought he made a mistake, it's because September 11th is really Septem, which is 7 to him, to the elites, and because it's their code. And they know this. They know that's originally how the Roman calendar was, which they go by, not the Gregorian. They don't go by that. They go by and it's also coded. It's hidden. So 1031 is 10-4. What is 10-4? Do you remember 10-4? Look at 10-4. 10-4, the clock stopped at 10:04 on Back to the Future. Save the clock tower. Save the clock tower. Hill Valley Telegraph. Clock tower struck by lightning. Again, lightning falling from heaven. And so that has to do with this transition. By the way, lightning falls when the silver gate opens up and the devil's kicked out of heaven, and then the golden gates open to bring up the man-child, the Revelation 12 sign, man-child up into heaven that the dragons are going to devour. When the dragon comes, or the Satan is cast down to heaven, he indwells the killed Antichrist, and he comes back to life, being the Antichrist, or the killed vessel for the Antichrist. Okay, so anyway, which is Stinky B.O., if that makes sense. Sorry, I'm rambling a little bit. But the clock stopped at 10:04, so that's what 10:04 is, and that is December 31st, 2020. Okay, I'm sure you a lot more evidence of this. This is crazy, okay? Now watch this. See, I unearthed some of this footage I had from Back to the Future because I did a video on it a while back last year, around November last year, and I only could do some of it because I was getting into these different subjects, and I never got to touch on a bunch of different things. And then I went back into this recently, and I could not believe what I found and how it completely ties into what I'm talking about. It's phenomenal. So this lightning falls from heaven, and this is a dragon. Do you see this? This is a dragon. The mouth. This is an arm. This is a leg. This is a dragon falling from heaven. Oh my goodness, Lord. Jesus, help me. Thank you. And that's when lightning struck the tower at 10:04 on December 31st at the transition of one age to the next age. And that's the reason why is we have a New Year's, because it's going from, and that's why it's not in spring, when God set it up to be a New Year's in spring. And that would be the time of renewing, and springtime, from winter to spring. That would be the time of a new year. But the elite put it in the Gregorian on January or December 31st to January 1st, because it's right in winter and just after the solstice and everything. And it was all about the transition. So ultimately, I believe this is the transition going from one age, the age of grace, into the next age, as the evil people call it, the age of Chronos, or the golden age. And they believe it's all, it's all great, everything, but it's really going to be a hellish time for a few years. And it's going to begin the day of the Lord. And then after that, tribulation is going to be then amazing, and God's going to destroy all the bad and everything like that. But let's just keep going here. This is the dragon, and then the dragon here now starts touching the clock, the tower antenna, and they call it a clock tower. It's not even a tower; it's just a building with a clock on it. But they call it a clock tower. Why? And I'm going to tell you why they call it a clock tower. Because clock tower is gematria. And then here we go, a dragon. There's the mouth of the dragon opening up, and there's just and then here again, legs or whatever. It's so clear to me. This is so. And then check this out. And then it strikes like, okay, watch this. Dragon coming down, lightning falling from heaven, the dragon, boom, dragon hitting, and then, okay. And then when it strikes, it is ultraviolet light. Like on Obama's tassel, like on the bow that's on the little islander girl on Hawaii I showed. I mean, that's painted on Obama next to Lily. I mean, it's ultraviolet because ultraviolet is the highest vibration of light, and it represents physically the best representation as far as the color of Lucifer. And that's why he picked it. And that's why Stinky B.O.'s favorite tie, according to a few reporters over his presidency, his favorite tie was an ultraviolet tie. Anyway. And many other things. Okay, so it strikes as ultraviolet. Now, this is nuts right here. This is absolutely nuts, and I could not believe it. So I'm looking through these slides, and I just see it. I am just floored. I am floored by this, because so the lightning strikes the tower. It follows that cable that Doc Emmett Brown put up right in the movie Back to the Future, right? And then here comes the DeLorean. Doc tries to put the two pieces together in his hands, right? And then it goes through his hands, and as he puts them together, the movie. Okay, and then it goes through this thing, and then as the DeLorean goes across with that hook on the DeLorean, it hits that, and I paused this during this movie because I saw some colors, and I was like, what? I paused it through this, and I went through frame by frame, and literally, this trips me out. This should trip you out to no end. This is so crazy. The lightning strikes, and this is red, white, and blue. Red, white, and blue. This is America. And lightning's going to strike. And it's right in the middle of, guess what? It's 6, 2, 3. And I didn't even bother marking it out because it's here. And the 2 is not as accented, but there's a 3 here. There's a 6 here. And there's a 2 here. And it's right in the middle because that's where lightning falls, in the middle. Just like I showed you on that Psalm 23. This is incredible. And then you look at this blue, white, and red, white, and blue for the attack on the United States. Are you kidding me? And the dragon that's in this lightning and everything else. And then check this out. And then this lightning bolt makes an A for America, or attack, or both, or whatever. It makes an A. America, red, white, and blue, A. Wow. Man, I am just floored, Lord. I can't believe it. I'm floored, Lord. There you go. I'm floored, Lord. Anyway, this is crazy. I mean, what? My mind is completely blown. I mean, Lord shows me stuff, and it blows my mind. Okay, I'm going to show you something else that's crazy. And this is some stuff I grabbed last year. And then, he wakes up, and he was oversleeping, or no, I think he's still sleeping or something, and it shows the clock. I can't remember the exact situation of this, but there's a time when originally he sees the clock, and then he goes into Back to the Future and all this stuff, and he comes back and he's sleeping again, and the clock shows up again. And it's the same scene, but it's a different clock. So watch this. When it first shows this, it's 10:27, and it goes to 10:28. Okay? And so remember, the 27th of December, Decem is 10 to the elites. 27th is the last day of the week of the 622nd week from Barack Obama's coronation, okay? And then the 28th begins the 623rd week, or 623, okay? And it begins, it clicks, it goes click, click. And then to even support that even more, See, there's a 10 this dial on this radio, this old radio. I actually had a Panasonic radio that was just like this. This is so crazy. I know this when I was a kid growing up. And it says 104. Remember, it was at 1004, and it's right on 104 right there on the dial right here. There's even more. This will blow your mind. And then when he goes back in time and comes back, does other stuff, and then comes back, and then it shows the clock again. It's another scene of a different angle of the clock. And now it's 12:27, going to 12:28. Is the transition from this time going right into 623, the 623rd week since Obama's Stinky Bio's coronation. Okay, this is so crazy. It's still on 104, right? Okay, and then, oh, this is so crazy. So this proves that 10 is 12. Okay, it's the same thing. It's just another scene. They do this all the time. I mean, oh, man. And then it flicks right to 28. Okay, so look, you look at that, you can see this, the 104. Okay, and then just, this will blow your mind. So, and then is there a reason why this Diet Pepsi Free is there? Right by his thing? Diet Pep Diet Pep. I mean, I know it's Diet Pepsi Free because it's shown in a previous scene with the clock, but this is a timeline. This is the actual timeline. This is phenomenal stuff here, people. So this begins the 623. Remember the 6? Remember the lightning was in the middle of the 623? Like, go back. Let me go back. Remember lightning was in the middle of this? I'm saying this is 623. This is right in the middle, like on the Psalm 23 thing, right? Here we go. Boom. Okay, watch. So this is 28, and it's just switched into the beginning of the 623rd week on the 28th, and then boom, 1004 is, like I showed you, 1004 is Decem 31. 31 is 3 plus 1 is 4. Remember, 10-4, I showed that to you and pointed to the paper, Save the Clock Tower. And then look, Diet, right here, just in the screen right here, Diet Pep F. Diet Pep F in reverse ordinal is 135, and that is the last day of the 623rd day, which is what? January 3rd, 2021 is 2 plus 2 plus 1 is 5. January 3rd, 2021 is 2, take away the 0, 2 plus 2 plus 1 is 5. Oh my goodness. You can't make this stuff up. This is too crazy. This is a timeline here. This is the full week of 623. I am on a roll, man. And then check this out. So he goes back in time, right? For the first time, he goes 88 miles an hour. Goes through the portal, which by the way, as soon as he goes through the portal and it blows up, it's ultraviolet and it's other things and it's crazy and anyway. And while he's driving, getting up to that speed, it's at 80.8, which is 808, and Hawaii is 808. And that's where this stuff's going to happen on this day in Hawaii. Woo, I didn't include that slide. Wow, there's so much I could include. It's crazy. Okay, and so November 5th, 1955 is November is 1 and 1, 5 is 5, and then 19 is 1 plus 9 is 10, take away the 0, so you have 1, and then 5 plus 5 is 10, take away the 0, you have 1. And I explained this. This is a mirror. This is a time mirror, okay? So time's going into here. This is the transition, and then time reflects the other direction. And that's what this is. November 5th, 1955 is a time mirror. So let me show you what this actually means. So it's 115 is the next day. So we have these 2 days. This transition time is December 31st is New Year's Eve, and then the January 1st, 2021 is the next day. So I've showed you the December 31st things like 10-4, right? It's 10:04 as the clock tower struck. So that is December 31st, 10:31, or Decem 31, which is 10-4, okay? And then on the other side of that is when the tsunamis hit New York, will be on 1/1/2021, which is 115, okay? And so that's 1/1/2021 is 115. One part of this, so it's showing this half, and then this is the transition when he goes in the portal, and then it goes back this way. So it's just a mirror of the same thing. It's just 115 and 511, or 115 backwards and one whatever. I hope that makes sense. But that's showing here. It's so crazy, man. Wow. Okay, hopefully you get this. Okay, so back to this. Now I'm going to show you another code in this. So that's one of the codes is 10-4. If you just take the month and the day is 10-4, and that's what it's showing right here. I'm telling you, it is. I have thousands of things to back this up as well, more than I'm even showing you. because it's been over about 2.5 years, almost 2.5 years of, actually even more than that, but as far as doing videos and just putting all kinds of stuff together, figuring all kinds of stuff. Okay, and so right here, if you just basically take the 10, 4, take away the zeros, take away the zeros from 2020, you have 1422. So remember this number, 1422, or 2 plus 2 is 4, and we have 144. Oh, I missed a slide here. Oh, a couple slides. Okay, whatever. So just remember this, though. 1422 is a huge code, and then 144. Basically, what I've said for a long time is that the transformation of the 144 will happen on the tsunami days, because they'll be taken with the innocent children before the tsunamis come. Just like my brother Joey Bond's video, where he's taken away when he has a dream he's in Hawaii, and then a huge tsunami hits and he's taken away. Okay, because the reason why is because the 144 are innocent. Paul said this. Okay, so the people have all these debates about who the 144 are and everything like that, right? It says in the Bible that they are virgins, and so Paul said this, and he made this very clear that I desire to present you to Christ as pure and chaste virgins, and our virginity comes from our faith. Our faithfulness makes us virgins. That's literally what he said. He desires to present us as pure and chaste virgins to Christ because of our purity from our faith, and we've been purified by our faith. Now that matches the innocent children because they're just innocent. I mean, they didn't have a chance to be corrupted to get old enough. So God's gonna take the innocent children away. At the same time, He takes the 144 away, 144,000. So that's why this is 144 on this day, and that's December 31, which is 4, and then 2020 is 4. I mean, all right, you can't make this stuff up. I can't make. And then Save the Clock Tower is literally, again, 2 is 1 and 1 hidden. So backwards, remember when I showed you how this is broken down on the M16 backwards D on the reflection of the Psalm. That's right there. See, right? Okay, remember that reflection? So that is backwards because 2 is 1 and 1. So we have the 31st of the and 11, 31 days and 11 months have passed because 2 is 1 and 1 hidden. And then the same thing with this one. It's another way of looking at it. So it is, what am I going to say here? So again, the 2 is 1 and 1. So again, backwards is the 31st day, 31 days have passed and 11 months because 2 is 1 and 1, 2 is 1 and 1. And that's what clock tower is in Jewish and English. I mean, are you kidding me? It just happens to be that? Nope. Okay, again, this is the timeline here, and I'm going to show you why this is Christmas, and then this is 25th, 26th, 20. I mean, why are these here? Why is this line here? Why is that line here? Why is that line here? Just, I mean, so much is so purposeful. It's ridiculous. And listen, if this didn't match up, that didn't match up, then I'd be like, okay, I don't know what that is. Okay, a lot of things in iPad go, I don't know what they are until I figure them out, or maybe I'll never figure them out. There's a lot of things in here. I just don't know what they are, of course, because it's just too much stuff. But I'm going to confirm this. If you kind of follow logic, if you understand how deductive reasoning works, and you'll see what I'm saying here. So why this wall is the 25th, and because the flag is flying around, it's going to end up coming back to the very last day of the 623. And that, okay, I'm going to show you why. So boom. In this, okay, so because on this wall up here is the clock tower. Okay, that's the clock tower. And the clock tower also, clock tower, remember, even in Back to the Future, save the clock tower. It's not really a tower. It wasn't a tower. It was just a building with a clock on it. So clock tower, reason why is clock tower is Decem 10, take away the 0, 25. So this is one example how this is 25, because this tower is connected to this slab of wall here. Okay, Decem 25. Okay, there's even more. There's even more staggering stuff here. Watch this. Literally on December 25th this year, the moon is this shape right here. Now, what is that? That's the sun, representing the sun, and this is a moon shape. Just so happens to look like this. In fact, I just basically flipped it and made it smaller, and that's a time indicator right there. Literally, this is so crazy. I couldn't believe it when I matched up. This literally, if you just flip this and I make it smaller, it literally shows you the moon cycle because the sun is shining on it, and that's how the sun looks. Sun shining on it looks like. This is so crazy. See that? That matches perfectly. And if it is off a little bit, it would be a little bit less because it would be from the 24th. So it'll be a little bit less than the 24th, but it is so close. I'm going to say it's dead on for that day. This represents the 25th. It just does. Okay, next. So the flag flies underneath that, okay, and then it flies up like this, and then it hits this eye of this. It's a big shark. This is a big shark, okay? And then see how this is the flag. This is it's just kind of flies kind of sideways a little bit. The piece. And it's right up here in the shark's eye. Okay, it's right at the shark's eye, and shark's eye is 666. Oh, there's so much more to this. This is crazy. Shark eye is also 39. Why is this important? Because New York is 666 and 39. And that's just a chance. By the way, like I said, Hawaii and New York are going to be destroyed by tsunamis, and they're in predictive programming all over the place. Movies, TV shows, on the $100 bill that collect shows, and everything else. It's crazy. Okay, New York is destroyed on the $100 bill. I mean, waves go over the buildings on the $100 bill. Collect showed that completely, Jonathan. I mean, are you crazy? Seriously. And then even more than that, check this out. In full reverse, reverse of English gematria and full reduction reversed. So, and I've shared this before. What's amazing about why these two are shown so much, and even in iPad Goat, is that Hawaii is literally English gematria reversed. Reverse English gematria, Hawaii is 666. And then full reduction, New York is 39. And reverse full reduction, Hawaii is 39. That's impossible. And then the symbolism between the two and their destruction and everything is just huge. It's huge. And it's in here. Okay. So again, we have, this is a big shark mouth. In fact, this is a great white shark is what this is. Okay. I'm going to prove it. Okay. The great white shark. There's a great white shark, and this is in New York. They've been having problems with great white sharks for the last few years. And I think this is on purpose to make their point. In fact, the Antichrist is considered a shark, and there's a shark on the chalkboard and everything. And I remember Saturday Night Live talked about a land shark. A land shark is the Antichrist, by the way. It's a shark on land. It's a walking shark. It's a that devours people, basically. It's a land shark is the Antichrist, basically. It's just code for that. Giant great white sharks have been detected prowling the waters around New York City. Scientists say some of the deadly ocean predators are now closing in on the Jersey shoreline. The most recent sharks to take up residence in New York City waters include 1,300-pound Caroline. There's Caroline. Caroline. Okay. Anyway. Sweet Caroline. Da, da, da. Anyway. Doesn't look too sweet. What do you look at? Pretty bloody there. Not too sweet. Okay. And then great white sharks is you can't believe this. Is 14 or 144, or again, Decem is 10, 31, the 31st is 3 plus 1 is 4, and then 20 plus 20 is 40. Or 144, the 144. Are you kidding me? And that's an iPad Goat. It's a great white shark, so it's either plural or guess what? Singular is also the same day, but because Decem is also, so like I said, December is 10, 11, and 12. So again, it's 10 Decem in Latin, the Roman calendar. It's 11. Hold on one second. Okay, so I had to just handle something real quick. Then the great white shark, even singular. See, this is all planned. So that's exactly matching. Okay, what I just said was I got to throw it off a little bit. So December is Decem, which is 10 in Latin, and then because December is right after November, any day in December is just a number because it's not the full month has not passed. You can say 11 months have passed, and then how many days in December? So it's 11. And then, of course, because December is Gregorian, it's 12. So this is being Decem. And remember what I showed you about the 311 in the Psalm reflection, the M16D, remember that? And that's 1311. 9 plus 2 is 11, or 11 months have passed and 31 days. Okay, this is so crazy. Okay, so remember 1131 right there. It's right here. Okay, remember right here. Okay. And then right here, remember that. So remember okay, so we got the shark, 144 and 311 and 144. Save the Clock Tower and all that stuff. Okay, so this is a great white shark. And then again, this is the tsunami day. And so that would equate to the 31st being, and then Hawaii's down here. Okay, the Hawaiian's Hawaii. And right above here is a, what is this? This is something else. This is there's feathers right here. There's a head. I could tell right away what this was. It was a chicken or a rooster. Okay, but it's a chicken. Okay, it's a chicken. And I'm going to show you here. Now, right here, remember this date. This is the date. This is the M16 and backwards D thing here. In fact, it's fully here, but it's just too far out here. Right, but right above it, all of a sudden, remember how flat the flag was right here? Again, the flag's flying like this. It's a timeline. It's hitting the thing. And remember, the shark is 10/30 or December 31st, and then we're still at December 31st because this is New York and this is Hawaii. New York is the shark, and I just showed you articles about how the great white shark's a big deal in New York for the last several years. And then here is a rooster or a chicken. This is really a chicken, but it just kind of looks like a rooster in a sense, but it's really a chicken. And then so this now it flaps out, so you can really see the stripes. The only time in this whole flight flaps out exactly over this, exactly where the Hawaiian Islands are, right down here underneath this dot, and you got the time of December 31st right here, December 31st. And then what is this? So look, this is what this is. These are called, and they're wild now. Apparently they've been released years ago or something, and then they've now become very wild in Hawaii. They're chickens. And then this is a chicken from Moana, the movie, Disney movie called Moana. This is the chicken. They're called feral chickens. Okay, that's what this is referring to. It's referring to the feral chicken and connects it to Hawaii. And this movie is connected to Hawaii in many ways. I'm going to show you. This is the character. I forget what it's called, Nene or something like that or whatever. Hey, I forget. But that's the crazy, stupid chicken in Moana. And Moana has to do with Hawaii, and I'm going to show you. Okay, so this is the chicken. And look, does that chicken look like that chicken? See? Look at the color and everything. I mean, look at that. It's crazy. These are feral chickens. I mean, there's some of different colors, but some get really bright like that. Call them feral chickens. Okay, and then in the movie Moana, she's got to bring the heart of Te Fiti. This is this rock kind of thing back to Te Fiti to get her being angry and being this lava called oh my gosh, Tara or something like that. I forget what I can't remember the name of the lava crazy thing. I'm gonna show you what she looks like right here, right there. Okay, but look at this. Remember, I said Hawaii is the cap of the abyss, and there's the spiral. This is the heart, like iPad Go with the heart of Te Fiti, and this is a spiral, and there's a spiral right here. And this is based on Hawaii. I'm telling you, this is the angry Hawaii because she changes form to this right here. And then she brings her the heart, and then there's Moana right there in her hand, and she becomes this slush thing. And then but anyway, Te Fiti, this is her. And then this, I forget, she's called something. I can't remember now. But Te Fiti here. And Te Fiti is Hawaii. Te Fiti is Hawaii. I mean, come on, it's obvious. I mean, it's obvious in the movie to me, but and then of course the demigod they call him, or the god or whatever his name, which is the name the voice of The Rock or Dwayne Johnson. His name is Maui. I mean, that's one of the islands of Hawaii. I mean, are you kidding me? His name is Maui. So it's about Hawaii. And then this is lava going off right now, and the portal's going to be opened up. So I'm showing you right there in front of your face. I'm telling you, I'm showing you. And then she lays down because Te Fiti is Hawaii. Then she lays down and she becomes Hawaii. See her laying down? See, there's her hip, her shoulder, there's her eye. She's laid down. And then she kind of forms into the island of Hawaii. She's the goddess they serve. In fact, I saw this footage of when the lava was coming out here a couple days ago. They had this lady. She was like, oh, yeah, saying some stuff and worshiping the lava goddess or whatever. I mean, wow, how far have we fallen, people? Are you kidding me? You can't worship God who created everything. You got to worship the lava goddess thing or whatever her name is. Pele, that's what it is. Pele, which is just what that thing is really. They just called it a different name, but it's Pele. Anyway, Pele. Anyway, okay. Back to this. So again, this thing travels, and it goes across here, and then we have 31st, because this is the same dates. And I'm saying these beings are the same date. So here we go. Remember the sharks? So great white shark was in two ways December 31st. Well, is feral chicken going to be? Yeah, of course. Great white shark, and I showed you 311 and 144, and then check this out. Feral chicken is, remember that 1422 at the bottom of, I'm going to show you here in a second. Again, the 1422 again is Decem 31st. 3 plus 1 is 31st is 4. And then 2020. Are you kidding me? And then feral chicken. So we have, again, we have great white sharks, plural. And that just happens to be December 31st, 2020. And then great white sharks, singular, just happens to be December 31st backwards. And then feral chicken, singular, is 1422, which happened to be December 31st, 2020. And then feral chicken, singular, just happens to be 311. 311, the full thing. I mean, are you kidding me? Are you kidding me? It's not possible. I nailed this thing. Okay, again, back to here. We got 144 and 1422. 144, great white sharks. And then again, plural and plural, singular and singular. 1422 or 144, okay? Or 1440, which is because 2020 is also 40. So here we go. See? 1422 and 144 for this day and the clock tower. I mean, it all matches. And then here we go. Here's a flag coming back. Okay. So it went like this, hit the great white shark, hit the feral chicken, and it came back and hit this clock tower again. It's coming back this way, and then it kind of disappears over here. But this is the last of the timeline because it went right back to this thing here, like I showed you. Okay. So here it is. Now look. December 25th, like I showed you, is this is the moon phase here, and it exactly fits this. Now watch this. This will blow your mind. The last day I'm saying, remember, of the 623rd week is January 3rd, 2021, and January 3rd is the exact shape also, and I blew this up a little more so you can see it, is the exact shape, and they're exactly mirrors of each other. They're exact mirrors of each other. And so January 3rd, and remember, the flag come back and hit this tower, which is connected to this side of the wall, which was January 25th. It comes back and ends up being here. And this is the exact mirror of this. And it fits this shape exactly, the sun shining on the moon shape. And, let me go back here. And this moon shape, because the flag came back here, it's the last day. Remember, it's the first day, it's not the first day of the week. The first day of the week is right in here, right here. But the first day of this time, the attack day. So the attack day is different, but the major attack days is the first day of the week and into the last day of the week, the whole week basically. Okay, but did you see the 623 being a timeline? And then this is the last, right at the 3, the last part. See, remember this lightning strike falling was right in the middle because December 31st and the 1st are right in the middle here, and the lightning's falling right in the middle. And we have the 31st being the L is 12, which is 3, and then we have the 131, or we also have the 1, 2, and 3. It's right in the middle. But then to finish this off, when the flag comes right here, the last day, this last moon here. Okay, this last moon is on the very end of the 623, right at the 3. It's crazy. That's crazy. See, so it's right at the end of this 623rd week. It's right at the end to complete where this flag was flying. It's amazing. Bam. Okay, now I'm going to even confirm that 422 thing and even the 3rd with this stupid video. Okay, I don't like iPad Goat, and I certainly hate this one, but my brother Aaron at Redeem44 just brought this to my attention. I saw it a while back. It's a sick, crude, definitely full of all kinds of symbolism, sick symbolism video from Blondie called Doom or Destiny. Is it Doom or Destiny? Whatever. And she's basically saying, here comes the Antichrist and horrible stuff. Is it Doom or is it Destiny? I mean, it's just sick. It's so sick video. And she's like a newscaster in a sixth sense. And then right here, the last 5-day forecast. Okay, now in the beginning it shows this like it's like a newscast, and it shows Doom and Destiny. Now watch. So in iPad Goat there is a heart, and by the way, the heart is a female symbol, and then upside down it's a male testicle. So it's both, and a heart is a symbol of reproduction or of conception. And so Doom has got a heart like an iPad Goat, and it keeps going, and then of course there's a pentagram in the or Doom or Destiny. And then it's got several symbols, but then there's death, Oh, and then of course, because it's birth of the good and the bad, dark and the dark and the light, yin and yang, and then all the way over here, there's a heart again. Hardly see it, but there's a heart right there, and it's called Doom or Destiny News. And then of course she's the reporter. So and then she goes to her being the reporter, right? Doom or Destiny, and here goes run around. Doom or Destiny News. So Doom or Destiny News is surprisingly 1422. Not a shock. Again, Decem 31, 3 plus 1 is 4, 2020, take away the zeros. And then it's also the last attack day, which is, guess what? The 3rd of January, 2021, 2 plus 2 plus 1 is 5. Right here, boom. Okay, that's not it. I got more. Watch this. I'm not going to completely break this thing down. I'm just going to do a little bit of surface just to confirm what I was showing you already on iPad Goat. There's so much more in this, and I didn't even want to watch it anymore because it's just a stupid video. But if you want to watch, check it out. Blondie, Doom, or Destiny. It's just disgusting. And you can look and see all the stupid symbols, and it's just so obvious it's sick. It's so sick. It's so for the Antichrist, it's not even funny. Okay, and then, so she defers to this, the weather girl, right? And she's got nasty on here. She's wearing a gas mask. I mean, and then look at this. First day, December 20th. This is close to my timeline. It's so crazy. December 29th, asteroid impact. And I said that about, today, basically, or today. New Year's Eve Christmas Eve going to Christmas, sometime in this time, from Christmas Eve to Christmas, I mean the full day of Christmas possibly, some kind of huge asteroid impact. And they show it on here. I mean, are you kidding me? And then 7 plagues. We've been dealing with plagues, and the the CV, right here. And then Sunday, boom, December 31st, I'm saying is the tack on, and I was saying in the iPad Go that it is nuclear. It is, or explosions from submarines. Okay, and I'm going to show you that even more here. I've shown that many times. Obama's foot, as the apple hits it, it looks like a submarine. And I'm going to show you that even more. And more confirmation. Another thing my daughter found that is just mind-blowing, among the other things Lord's been showing me as well. So it's nice to have that confirmation and extra stuff that other eyes can see. That's on my side. Anyway, so, and then this turns into, from the 31st, again, from like a missile-looking thing to an explosion. Okay, and by the way, so I'm saying there's going to be, they're going to use Poseidon nuclear-tipped torpedoes from subs to start it on the 31st, going into the 1st, and then that's not a Sunday, but the last day with the actual hit, I'm going to guess 23 cities, major cities, is a Sunday. So they're mixing these two. They're putting actual attack going to be a 31st into the 1st, okay? And then it says nuclear winter. And remember these in iPad Goat next to Bush, there's 4 of these snowflakes that are in the shape of the star Molech. We got, and that's 6 side and all this stuff, and that's a nuclear winter. So basically, 31st into the 1st is going to be nuclear, but it's going to be underwater, and it's going to cause these massive tsunamis. And then actually this is a Thursday and a Friday. But then the actual attack, the last attack day, the last day of the 623rd week from Obama's coronation is a Sunday. So they're juxtaposing these two together here. This is crazy, okay? This is nuts. There's definitely some confirmations in this video. It's really crazy. Okay, so check this out. Okay, then she's got these stupid women in spandex or whatever dancing. Okay, and so this is obvious gematria to me. Nasty, nasty, nasty. I just spoke to me so clearly, and I looked it up, and then there it is, 1422 again. And if that wasn't enough, nasty, nasty, nasty also is again the 3rd of January, 2021. 2 plus 2 plus 1 is 5. Again, just like this one, okay? And then check this out. What's nasty? Nasty is 474 in English gematria. What's 474 in English gematria? Barack Obama. If you were a perfect translation from Hebrew to English, Barack Obama, as Jesus said, lightning falling from heaven, from Luke 10:18. And it's Barack Obama, Barack Obama, Barack Obama is what nasty, nasty, nasty is really saying. Again, this is all coded So you don't know exactly what it's saying, but it's programming the masses down the road to the final thing that they want. And that's what they do. And that's why they put this money into all this stuff. That's why they bribe everybody with fame and, fortune and Blondie and everything and anybody. Okay, all these entertainers and celebrities doing this 623 hand sign, which is really what it is, more than 666. Okay, boom. So like I said, there we go. See that? Boom. 1422, and that's the December 31st, and then 315 is really the 3rd of January 2021, and then here it is again. Both numbers match exactly on both. Are you kidding? There's no way. It's impossible. That's like winning the lottery a couple times in a row. It's off the charts. If you understand this at all, it's like, so I'm trying to get these two things to match, and you just can't. You can't unless it's designed. Okay, and then I'm going to show you a couple more things here. Well, I got a little ways to go still. How much more do I have? Whoa, this is getting long here. Okay, so we've got some people think these are the towers that fell down back in September of 2001, right? No, this is future. Okay, this is one color. This is one color. This is the color of like the Statue of Liberty. So it's kind of like the color of when copper starts turning like a, color. It starts turning. Anyway, it starts turning this color. Okay, and so this is the Statue of Liberty. So this is breasts right here and a tablet, because the Statue of Liberty is holding a tablet. So this is Statue of Liberty and the One World Freedom Tower, because you see the point right there. So this is basically New York, or in a sense Manhattan. Okay, and this is one color. See, and then over here, and then right down here, this is an island, and it cuts off like right in here. This is an island. This is a separate island, and this is gray. Okay, this is gray. And then the shape of these, and these are buildings because there's little windows and little lights and everything. And then right up here, so this is it. Statue of Liberty, people can go in the top, and then of course in One World Freedom Tower they go in that thing. And then there's buildings right here, and they kind of weird shaped looking buildings is over here. And that I'm gonna guess this is London, and the buildings in London, and this is the island of England. Okay, and that's gonna get hit as well. But to differentiate this from this as well is I'm pointing to the lights, and then when we get attacked from the tsunamis probably, or even going into because we're going to get major earthquakes that are going to be huge after the tsunamis, or during the tsunamis and after, and even going to the final attack day, the lights go out. See the lights? Look at the top here. Look right up here. The lights go out, and the lights are still on this one. They stay on until this collapses down. But the lights go off, and that's a separate place. Okay, and then we go down here. It's panning out. Okay, and then right here we have this. There's a thing sticking out here, and this is a upside down shoe. Okay, and this is crazy. My daughter figured this out, and she is awesome. And then this is the timing. This guy jumps off here right as this thing is appearing. What is that? Okay, let's keep going here. So this guy jumps off into an upside down. This is Obama's shoe. This is another way. I mean, of course it's distorted. It's this really high up and everything. But this is Obama's shoe, and why? A couple reasons why. There's this thing right here, right at the tip of his shoe. What is that? Okay, watch. Look. That is kind of representing, in a sense, the coin that's under his shoe right at the apple roll. That's kind of sort of representing, that's a coin right under the shoe. In fact, it's on this side and everything of the shoe. Okay, and that, like I said, when he's stepping on that and the apple hits his foot, splits open, the splitting of the apple is the 11th and 12th day. Okay, and that is the tsunamis. So, and then what's causing the tsunamis? And from that, it's the opening of the gold and silver gate. In fact, the tip of his shoe is silver, and he's stepping on a gold coin. That's the open of the gold and silver gates, and that is caused by a submarine. See that? That looks like it's like another piece of iceberg, but it is the shaded parts. That is a submarine, and that's the tip of a submarine. That's also the tip of his shoe. The tip of his shoe looks just like that. It's not shown right here, but it is. And though that is pointing to the submarine. And the submarine's right across from this shoe. His shoe has a kind of a representation of the coin underneath the shoe, and that is the submarine. And that's what's going to start, and that's what's going to destroy a lot of things, is the submarine, and force to open the abyss, because the tsunami, the massive tsunami on the Hawaii side is going to destroy Hawaii and break open the top of the abyss. Like I said in Moana, that's the spiral up there. I mean, there's other examples. There's another example, movie Pacific Rim. These creatures come out from another dimension through the middle of the Pacific, underneath the water, and the hole in the ground underneath the water. I mean, are you kidding me? I mean, there's all kinds of predictive programming about this, about the abyss that's in the middle of the Pacific, and that's where Hawaii is. Bam. Okay, now I just want to touch on a couple more things. We have the full moon in my timeline. The full moon's on the stock market crash, okay? And that's important because a full moon does not bode well for financial stuff. Okay, and just give you an example. This is something they came up with, and it fits their trends. This is something that's been done. There's several studies, moon cycles on the markets, lunar phases. Several studies found a connection between full moon and new moons and stock market performance. Generally, stocks tend to perform better in days around new moons, while price weakness is more frequent, seen in the days found around full moon. So, and I'm not saying that's like real. I'm saying they manipulate the market for that to be, because that's their religion. These guys are Kabbalists. They believe in the power of this stuff and these symbols and the symbolism stuff. I don't think it's natural at all. It's what it is. So they're going to have a crash on a full moon because that's kind of, it matches the cycles, of course. So I'm just showing you the general psychology of this on their side, so it would match it completely. And then this is insane. Okay, literally, Black Tuesday was on October 29, 1929. I mean, that started the Great Depression and everything. It was a massive collapse, right? The biggest collapse ever. Okay, and so it's predictive programming in the actual day and even the name Black Tuesday, because the 29th right here is a Tuesday. It's going to be the Black Tuesday that this is talking about. This is nothing compared to what's coming. The real Black Tuesday is this Tuesday, and I'm going to prove it to you. So October 29th is 1029, literally, on the Gregorian, 1029, and then 1929, and 1 plus 9 is 10, and then 29. So it's literally showing you, coding you 1029, 1029. Why is that important? Because this December 29th, I'm saying, is the stock market crash, is Decem, or in Latin is 10. Again, I'm saying this 1,000 times. Decem is 10 in Latin, and 29 is 1029, which is the real one. This was forecasting and showing it twice, confirming it twice, and then that's really talking about this one that's really coming. Woo, that's amazing. Okay, and I got even more stuff. Wait till you see some of this stuff. Okay, by the way, this is the code 1119, or 9's upside down 1116, because 2 is 1 and 1 hidden, or so they're both 1119. See? Okay. Then from the stock market crash back then in 1929 to this day, I'm saying, is 91 years and 61 days. Do you see the 1961, or Obama's year of birth there? 1961, of course, that's backwards in 61, but 1961 is right here, because everything ties to him. Okay? Okay, and then from that day, the stock market crash then to this day, the real 1029 is talking about is 9 plus 4 is 13, 113. Okay, again, remember the 113 or the 311, that's Obama again. And then October 29th to December 29th again is also, so I'm giving you, see, this is years and days, this is months, now we're at weeks, and now weeks happens to be 4 plus 7 is 11, 5 plus 7 is 12, 1 plus 2 is 3, so that's 11-3 again, or 311. Again, it's all about 311, and it's crazy. And then from that day to that day is 33,300 days. And that's not planned. Wow. Okay. Boom. And the Economist magazine. Remember this from 1988, Economist magazine. Okay. In fact, this came out January 9th, 1988. Another evidence of what I'm talking about. So remember the code 1119, because it's October 29th was that crash. 1929 was 1119, or the code is 1116. So right here we have 1 plus 9 is 10, take with a 0, and then we have 1 plus 9 is 10, take with a 0, 1, 1, and then 16, or 8 plus 8 is 16, so we have 1116, and then 3 is really 111, 1 plus 1 is 3, and then 116. So this is coded twice again. This is twice 1116. And remember, The stock market crash in 1929 was October 29, 1929, which is 1116, or 1119, I should say, 1119, and they're both the same because 6 is 9. Remember, 63 is 93, 93 is 63. So, from this day right here, okay, till the day I'm saying is going to be the stock market crash is 12,043 days. Why is that important? Well, 12,043 days is the closest you can get in days to 33 full years. Okay? And when I say full years, I mean 365 days, not 365.25 days, 365 days exactly. And they play games with that. Okay, because if someone, you say how long is a year, they say, oh, anybody say 365 days. Most people wouldn't say. Some people will. They'll say 365.25 days. That's a real year. Okay, the closest you can get. But so technically, it's that. But really, a year to most people is 365 days. So if you take 365 times 12,043 days, divided by 365 days a year, equals 32.99, or basically rounded, the closest is 33 years. And are they into 33? Or remember, 33 is 3 times 11, which is 311. And that's Barack Hussein Obama. The second on his birth certificate is 311 in Gematria. Boom. Give you another date. January 20th, the Stinky BO's coronation, to December 31st. What I'm saying is the tsunamis, and that's another one of his big births, is 11 years, 11 months, and 11 days. That's a massive coincidence, right? How about this? From that day to the 27th, when he's going to, I'm saying he's going to, his demise for 7 days until he comes back to life on the 3rd, is 11 years, 11 months, 1 week, and 1 day. So another type of 11. It just happens to be that. Okay, now, remember this. Okay, remember 623. Okay, so 623, Trumbull doing this all the time. Some people think it's just 666, but no, it's the 623, because he knows it's the week of 623 is when things are going to happen, because his birthday, his last birthday on June 14, 2020 to December 31st is 6 months, 2 weeks, and 3 days, 623. And then the day he came on TV and declared the United States there was a pandemic, and he was gonna declare an emergency, which he technically did 2 days later, but literally he did it on that night. And that's what matters. That night, which was March 11th, or 311, again 311, Stinky BO, 311 weeks from Stinky BO's coronation to the midpoint of the Lord's perfect sign, and from midpoint of the Lord's perfect sign to December 21st, the beginning of this birthing process, was the 311 weeks. And then we're about to go into the 623rd week is what I'm talking about, which is 623 or 923. And from March 11th, when he got on TV, declared a national emergency, to the actual day he's going to be eliminated is 9 months, 2 weeks, and 3 days. Are you kidding me? And that's just a massive coincidence. Again, another massive coincidence. And then from Barack Obama's so-called day of birth, August 4th, 1961, to another birth, one of the biggest births in the tsunami, because that's when lightning's going to fall from heaven, and that's in that Psalm 23 logo deal, or the graffiti and iPad Goat, lightning's falling. That's when Lucifer's kicked out of heaven, goes through the silver gate, and literally it falls, and that's one of his births on December 31st from his so-called day of birth, is 21,700 days, or the 217th day of the year was his birthday? I don't think so. And then from George Floyd's death, which is a representation of the death of the Antichrist, Stinky BO, because he's a black man, he's going to be killed, blah, 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 from that day, which was May 25th, 2020, to the day I'm saying he's going to, of his demise, December 27th, is 217 days. The 217th day of the year was August 4th, his birthday this year, on a leap year. I don't think so. It's not a coincidence. So thank you so much. And this has been a long video, but there's a lot of stuff to get out, and pretty incredible stuff the Lord's been showing me. So I hope you're completely blown away. I was blown away. I'm still blown away by some of these things. I'm still reeling from it. It usually takes me days after some of this stuff. When I put a video, I'm just like, wow, I can't believe, and I'm really getting this. I'm really confident this is probably it. Again, it's still my grand guess. I'm not prophesying one thing except, I mean, whatever. I'm not prophesying the dates or anything like that. I'm not saying, I know for sure. I don't. I don't. But the evidence is really compelling. If you decide for yourself. So I thank you so much for your prayers. Thank you so much for sharing this video, both videos, part 1 and part 2. Please, I beg you, please share these videos, to people before this happens, and we'll see what happens by tomorrow, Christmas. And I'm kind of getting excited about being with the Lord soon. So hope you are that are looking for Him. It's a wonderful thing, but for other people, I'm not excited for that. So at all. Again, it's kind of always been a mixed bag for me, but I'm getting more on the excited side because I'm tired of this life. I'm tired of, I go out into stores and I'm the only one not wearing a mask most of the time. And I knew I was different, but man, that just proves it. And I will never wear a mask. I will never take a jab. I would never, ever, never. I only have one master, and I don't believe in wearing gags or slavery, slavery bridles and all that stuff. I just won't. And here's a really poignant question for anybody who wears a mask. Where's a mask in the armor of God? Where's a mask listed? Where's a mask of submission in the armor of God? Do you see it anywhere? Put on the full armor of God, and do you see a mask of submission to the enemy in there? Nope. So I will stand for Jesus. I will wear all my armor, and I will be fine. And if for some reason I were to die, I'll be with Jesus. So who cares? And that's the way everybody, or you lose your job, or who cares? I'm out here trusting Him every day, doing this stuff. And I quit my job a while back because the Lord told me He wanted me to do this full time and just rely on Him. And I didn't have to do that. I didn't really want to do that in a sense. In other ways, I want to please Him and I want to help people. So it's what He wanted me to do. So anyway, thank you so much. God bless you. And come to Christ now while you can. I mean, He's the only way. He is the way, the truth, and the life. No one comes to the Father but through Him. And you're not getting out of this place alive except through Him. There's a chance with Him. So I thank you so much. And this is Exalted Lamb 1, over and out.